Hello, Beez Bladers. Welcome back and welcome newcomers to the channel. Guess what? I just looked up on Kansept's website because I was like, hey, I need to review this knife. And they have right now, they have their 5th anniversary sale going on. And it's the kind of thing where if you buy this, you get that free. And if you spend more, you get more stuff free. So just letting you know, they have like t-shirts and challenge coins and all that kind of stuff. And up to 30% off. Yeah, I think that's probably more important than t-shirts. Unless you need some t-shirts, you know, and if you're like me and you're a big Kansept fan, I'm always game for t-shirts because, well, who doesn't like t-shirts, right? But I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let me know about it down in the comments. And, oh, wow, this is going to be a cool looking knife. I'm looking forward to this one. All right, let's get right into it. This is the Kansept Kosame, or Kosame. Would you look at it? Just look at it. All of its Kosameness. Oh, my. This is a pretty cool look. I can't wait to see the blade, but we got to look at the outside first because you know that I'll skip around and I'll forget stuff. So it has a milled titanium clip. This is titanium. There are at least 4 or 5 different variants. I have 2 that I'm going to show you right now. And this one has like the rose gold. Is that what you call that? It's kind of a gold color. And I like what they did here just as an accent. And it gave it some gent. It's almost like a gent factor. We'll see how this comes into play. I think that might actually be an advantageous thing we got. Okay, we'll check that out. And I like what they did, how they matched it back here and they matched it there. That's very nice. This is a button lock and we'll see if it's going to be a top liner lock or a frame lock. Let's go ahead and get this blade out. Are you ready? Pow, right in the kisser. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a good looking knife right there. Oh my goodness. Yes, and over here we have one of the Mr. Fancy Pants versions. Look at this. Just check that out. Would you look at it? Before we start playing with it, we'll check out the action, fit, finish, ergos, and all that stuff here in just a second. Let's get some quick numbers. It's just shy of 8 inches, about 7.95 inches. And then your blade length is 3.3 inches, and your sharpen length is technically 3.4 inches, which is very cool. Your handle is 4.5 inches. So it's just over 4.5 inches. Now, let's check this out. Look at this. This is one that I've been checking out and playing with lately and cut some stuff. This is the Kansept Raven. This is one I just recently did, and I am digging this. I like what they're doing. Sometimes their styles are good, but not necessarily something I'm going to carry lately. Like both of these, unless we find something wrong with the ergos or something like that, this is also going to be one I'm going to carry. I like what's happening here. Now here's a size comparison. There's the Bastide Raccoon. It's just a little bit longer than the Raccoon. And then, you know, we got to put up the QSP Penguin because everybody needs a penguin, right? It's bigger than the Penguin. You know, width-wise, they're about the same. Obviously, you know, it's different. It's a different knife, but a lot of people have the Penguin. So I like to use it as a size reference just for length. And, you know, you can get an idea of width and size by just looking at it. Just looking at it. And here's one more. Here's the Iv'e Elementum. The Elementum 2 button lock. Now let's play around with this knife. Matter of fact, before we do, let me show you this version. This is the version with the Damascus blade, and look at that. Woo, look at that. That is very nice. Very, very nice. That is pretty. So look at what would you call that pattern? I know each pattern is called something in particular. Nice looking blade on it, and yes, it is a plunge lock. And then just showing you a little bit of the finish on it. And we'll check out the fit and the action and the ergos and everything here in just a second. We're just about there. And look here, they did a good job of chamfering off the edges. So we're probably going to have some good ergonomics. On the inside, I can see that they did a lot of milling to help with the weight. And that's something I didn't do, was weigh it. So let's weigh it real quick and see what it's weighing at. Let's turn this bad boy on. And what's it coming in at? This version right here, it's coming in at 3.83, and then I don't know if it's going to be any different, but let's try the blue one. 3.79, so both of them are right at the 3.8 mark. And you know I like that Damascus look, but this one right here, whew, boy, I really like the black and the deep gold color. So left and right, up and down. Up and down, I'm getting a 1 out of 10. 10 would be the blade is falling out. 1 would be I can just feel some movement. Now, doing this like normal, I'm not feeling anything left or right, up and down, but giving it a little bit of torque, a little bit of little torquing, I can feel just a tiny tad bit of movement. So that's not bad. That's not a bad thing at all. Other than that, it feels really good. And then your lockup, looks pretty good. It looks like we've got a nice amount of lockup going on that plunge lock. And it is centered. This isn't going to be a hard use knife. I don't consider plunge locks a hard use knife, kind of in the medium category. This is going to make for a great everyday carry. Once we check out the ergos, my hand's 4 inches from here to here, 3.5 from here to here, and from the bottom of my palm to the tip of my middle finger is 7.25. And just in the classic grip, oh yeah. Oh yeah. That, oh yeah. Oh my goodness. So these teeth right here, for doing push cuts, they're aggressive. I mean, they are aggressive. Like, wow. Like, if you like aggressive, that is aggressive. Did I mention that they're aggressive? They are more aggressive than they even look. I thought they were going to be too rounded off where my finger would slip on them, but put pressure down, my goodness, you might want gloves on, because if you push down very hard, it's going to be like chicka, 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 chick on your thumb. So all you guys that like more aggression, now, it's not bad. Just for an everyday carry and you're not trying to really do a lot of bearing down, it feels very good. Feels nice in the hand. The ergos are great. That chamfering, like I said before, you're not feeling the edges of any of these teeth. That kind of is like the back of a Rambo knife is what that's reminding me of. Isn't that what that is? But it feels good in the hand. That pocket clip, you can see right here on the back of the pocket clip, they have it just angled down just a little bit. There's nothing sharp, nothing jabbing me. It's very comfortable. Now, how about the action? Now, let's see how this one is. Let's see if it's any different with this one. Just using the button. Not too shabby. Now, up here, we don't have any jimping whatsoever up on the flipper. And giving it the old push button, it does come flying out like a switchblade. And then how about, yeah. So whether you want to do the push button or the light switch, those both work very nice. Can we do a slow? Oh yeah, the slow roll is very nice. And it has some good grab. Look at here. I mean, it's grabbing. How about this one? Not quite as much as this one, but it has a pretty good detent on it. You could probably fling it open. Yeah, you can, but that actually took a lot of torque. About took my elbow out doing that. And then coming up here, let's see. As far as sharpening, you do have some room to sharpen. They made that plunge grind come way down or come down really quick. That's a major plus. So that makes this a usable plunge grind for sharpening. Now, it's not super thin behind the edge. You don't have, see the thickness of your blade stocks right here? Right here is where your blade stock starts coming down. This is your first bevel, right? So because of that, this is going to be a tougher user knife, as you know, for tougher materials, not as slicey as a tall one like the Raven is taller. It's going to be more slicey because you have more room for it to get thinner from the top here where it starts coming down to behind the edge. So anytime you have a blade like this, it's going to be more slicey than a blade like this that is shorter. This is going to be a little tougher. It's going to hold its edge a little longer. So it's that's a class for another day. But stop by the live stream on Friday nights. That's where we talk about all that stuff. So if you have knife questions, stop by. We'll answer them. And if you want to know more about these knives and do some size comparisons, or you have specific questions about these right here, the new Kosame, and there's several different variants. There's a link down there. Oh, I have a stand. Okay. So they have 30% off right now. I don't know how long it lasts. I just saw it on the website. It's their 5th anniversary sale. You have that going on. Then there's Amazon Prime Days is going on. And then thirdly, if you watch this and all of that stuff's over with, I have a 10% discount year round for Kansept knives. So you'll get a deal anyway you look at it. But wow, I like this. This is really nice. Let me know what you think about the Kosame or Kosame. I'm not sure how to say it, but is that really important? And give me a comment, say something positive down in the comments, and then go watch this video or go check that one out. And until I see you again in the lives or the chats or the hive streams, remember, live life in the present, keep a Band-Aid handy, and don't cut yourself.